Bath & Body Works is launching 7 new scents in the Everyday Luxuries line. These are all inspired by designer or high-end perfumes. We saw them last year and they did really well, but now they have some new ones coming out and I have them all for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I do have these a little bit early. I actually did a road trip to a store that had them available. I don't know if it's like an official test store or if they just put it out because they are really running low on semi-annual sale stuff. I saw some posts that a store in Illinois had the whole display out, so I live the next state over, Iowa, so I'm like, we need to go on a road trip and get these new scents because I cannot wait. I figured since the launch, I've heard, is the 17th of January. It could be sooner, it could be later, who knows. Sometimes the dates change, sometimes the plan changes, so that's just what I have heard, and I was like, that's still a couple weeks away, so I figured it would be worth it to go take a trip over to the store and check these out, and I am so happy I went. They had all 7 of the new scents, plus this whole collection is now coming in body care too. So there is body creams, shower gels, and they even have some perfume sprays as well. So I have been testing out these scents over the past couple of days, trying to figure out what they are dupes for, and I think I've got it pretty much nailed down. Of course, these are just my opinion. I mean, I am pretty familiar with a lot of different fragrances. I'm a huge fragrance junkie. I've tried almost every perfume at Sephora, so I feel like I got it nailed down. There's a couple that I'm like maybe 90% sure on, but not 100%, and I know there has been a list circulating that some people made up, and somehow that just kind of went all over the internet, but that was also someone's guesses that I don't find to be like the most accurate. With this line, Bath & Body Works is going to dupe some of the best-selling perfumes, some of the most popular that people are familiar with, and want to have like a cheaper alternative to. Of course, these usually aren't going to be as long-lasting as the perfume they are trying to dupe. These are fragrance mists, not perfumes. These don't have as much perfume oil in them as a real perfume does, and you can usually get these on sale for a pretty good price. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the scents. We're gonna kind of see what I think they're duping. I'll share the notes and kind of what each one smells like. Now there is 7 new ones out currently and 2 returning, and there's one that I'm not sure about. So the 2 returning scents from the previous collection that I know for sure are Viva Vanilla and also Covered in Roses. Now the one in question is Oh Cherry, because the store I went to had like the full marketing out. I could show you guys the video. The full marketing was there with the list of each fragrance, and Oh Cherry was not on that list at all. It was not in the marketing. It's also not on sale with the other ones, part of semi-annual sale that are discontinuing. So that's why I'm a little confused. I don't know if this one is actually coming back. They don't have a spot for it, so it looks like no. But also, all these Bath & Body Works employees keep commenting on my videos that I posted on like TikTok and stuff, saying that it is staying, but yet there's not a spot for it. So I'm not sure what's happening with Oh Cherry. Maybe it's coming back because there is another launch happening later this spring, or maybe it's going to be online exclusive. I have no idea. I did not see it in the new marketing. I only saw new body care and scents for the Covered in Roses and Viva Vanilla. Now, if you are unfamiliar, Viva Vanilla, this one, the notes are rich plum, glowing amber, and addictive vanilla. This one, I personally think is the closest dupe for Snif Vanilla Vice, although that one just came out when these were releasing, so I don't actually think that's what they were going for. It just happens to be what this is closest to, but a lot of others have said Billie Eilish or the Kayali Vanilla 28, but I just don't find those to be the perfect dupe. I personally don't think Oh Cherry is the perfect dupe either for Tom Ford Last Cherry, but if you want to know what this smells like, it smells like Snif Vanilla Vice in my opinion, which is kind of a almost burnt sugar, almost woody type of vanilla, also very comparable to Phlur's Vanilla Skin. So it's not like a straight vanilla extract, it definitely has some woody undertones to it, so it's not everyone's favorite, but personally I love it. I did pick up the new body cream while I was in store for this one, and the body creams are good. As I mentioned, I'm trying not to buy as much body creams right now. I really want more lotions instead, but they do not have lotions in this collection. just body cream and shower gels. And I will say with this body cream, I actually get more vanilla ice cream scent out of the body cream, which is kind of crazy. I've found these to smell a little different at first when you put them on the skin, but then as they kind of settle down, they do become more accurate to the matching fragrance mist. But I don't know, this one for me actually smells more like ice cream than the fragrance spray does, so that's kind of interesting. And the price on these are the same as they are now. They will be $18.95 for the mist and $18.95 for the creams. I think the shower gels are like $16.95 or something, so you can use rewards on the shower gels and the mini perfumes, because the mini perfumes are $14.95. Now the other returning fragrance is Covered in Roses. This one is staying, and this one is a dupe for Parfum Sommelier Delina. I feel like they did such a good job on this dupe. Delina is like upwards of $300. Is this as long lasting as Delina? Of course not, but it's kind of nice just to have that scent profile and you can layer them together. And having the body creams in these is a game changer as well for layering, because you can buy the body cream for Covered in Roses and pair it with your Delina Eau de Parfum. So I love that they came out with the matching body care. Covered in Roses is ruby berries, sugared rosebuds, and blush amber. And this is a really pretty sweet rose. It's not too floral for me. It has like this almost jammy sweet quality to it as well. It has just enough sweetness and not too much florals, and I think this was definitely a well-loved one, so they decided to keep it in the collection. I know some people are upset that they're not keeping every scent from the original Everyday Luxuries, but I think with this line, this is going to be a line that's going to come and go a lot. I feel like they're going to continue this and just keep adding stuff, keep taking away, just like they do with all their other collections, so their whole store doesn't need to be like a dupe store, you know? But it is fun that they have this whole line. So let's go ahead and get into the new scents. I am so excited. I really do feel like I have these pretty nailed down. Let's start with this one I was most excited about because I heard they were coming out with a fun lemon scent. This is Loyal to You, and this one has notes of sweet lemon blossom, orange flower, and vanilla marshmallow. And this one, to my nose, is a really good dupe for Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. Also very similar to Acro Bake. I definitely think they were going for more of the Devotion route because Acro Bake is not as popular. And Devotion has really been such a trending scent the last year or so since it's been out. And this one smells so similar. But honestly, I feel like this one almost blends a little bit better. I know some people don't like Devotion because some people get like almost a lemon cleaner vibe from it, but there's some like me that get mostly lemon candy from it, and this one seems even sweeter and yummier, and it's definitely like a lemon candy type of scent, not like lemon fluffy marshmallow, not like lemon pound cake. It's definitely different than Ice Lemon Pound Cake or Bright Lemon Snowdrop from the past. This is a unique vanilla to Bath & Body Works, but definitely a really good dupe for Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, which I do own and love, so I'm super familiar with the scent profile. I did pick that one up in the lotion since it was probably my favorite of the collection. It is such a yummy lemon. The next new scent we have, this one is called Guilty as Fig, and this one is 100% trying to replicate Phlur's father figure. I do own this one as well in a little mini guy. I like this scent, but it's not my favorite, but this really does have a cult following. This is definitely a unisex scent, hence the name father figure, with more of a fresh fig. It's not super sweet, it's not super fruity. So if you guys are like, I really wish that they kept If You Musk, which is the Glossier You dupe that is retiring, this one I feel like is in that same scent profile. Super heavy on the musk, clean skin, a little masculine, a little bit woody, very unisex, definitely in that same Glossier You, If You Musk kind of scent family for sure. So if you're missing that one and sad it's discontinuing, definitely check out Guilty as Fig. But I'm really excited they did dupe this one from Phlur because yeah, this is such a popular scent, especially lately. The notes include fig nectar, lush jasmine, and creamy musk, but don't expect the most juicy, yummy fig. This is definitely a green fig, but they did such a good job at duping this one. And I actually ended up buying the mini spray in this, and I definitely feel like this is very long lasting in the mini perfume spray. Since this is a perfume spray, these are gonna last longer than a fragrance mist because these do have more fragrance oils in them than a typical mist would. I kind of wish they would do full-size perfumes, but at that point those would be upwards of probably $50, and then you're not really saving much. Even with these minis, you're not really saving much because these are $14.95 compared to these mists, which are usually like $30 at Sephora. But sometimes if you can get a good deal on these, or maybe use your rewards on them, then I can see those being a pretty good deal. But yeah, guilty as fig. I've seen some other opinions on what this one is duping, but I think it's 100% Phlur Father Figure. And it totally makes sense with the name too. Next up, let's do Your Cheeky. I am particularly very excited about this one. This has notes of pink peppercorn, warm almond flower, and vanilla bean. And I smelled this and I was immediately like, okay, this is so familiar. At first I was like, okay, I know this is reminding me of something from Carolina Herrera in the Good Girl line. And at first I was like, oh, maybe it's the Good Girl, the red one. I think that one's called Good Girl Glam maybe. But then I was like, no, this smell I know. This is the Good Girl blush in the light pink bottle, which to me, it maybe seems a little bit random, but I do feel like that one is a very popular scent, especially right now. I feel like it's pretty trendy, and I definitely think this smells exactly like it. I know this bottle is a darker pink, so it doesn't exactly match up if they're going for color-wise, but they already do have the pink in the collection, which is the Covered in Roses, so maybe they couldn't really do another blush pink, but I just really think that this is so similar to Good Girl Blush. You guys will have to let me know what you think when you get it. These smell identical, and I am really impressed with this mist in particular. I feel like this is the strongest of the bunch. This one has super long wearing power. It is so insane. I know some of the Bath & Body Works mist people have been complaining about becoming weaker and weaker, but whoa, this one is insanely strong. And kind of comparing the notes to Good Girl Blush, a lot of those seem to match up as well, especially like the almond flower, the vanilla bean. The pink peppercorn I don't think was quite in there, but they are just insanely similar. It's such a unique scent. You just kind of know right away. It's extremely fruity, but it's a little bit fresh, like almost if you took a bunch of juicy fruits but like put it into some type of laundry detergent and made it a little bit more fresh. That's kind of what this one smells like, and it's definitely a favorite for me from the entire line. Just exciting to see it something being duped than the usual perfumes. I thought that this one was pretty unique. Next up we have Midnight Addiction, and this one is definitely YSL Black Opium. I think just the original one. This has notes of ripe plum, rich almond flower, and addictive coffee bean. Definitely a scent that seems a little bit overdone, so I do kind of wish they did something else with this one. I feel like Black Opium is the perfume that everyone loves to hate right now, but this one, it doesn't seem like a 100% dupe. I would think they definitely got that original scent profile, but it's definitely not as heavy as the original Black Opium. I know jasmine is pretty relevant in the original Black Opium, and this one doesn't seem to list it. This one just says rich almond flower, but this one is one of those like slight coffee, a little fruity kind of scents. I think I've seen a lot of people comparing this Midnight Addiction to Into the Night. Let me see. I personally think they're different. I get a lot more deeper, almost berries in Into the Night. Not really much coffee at all. I definitely get more coffee in the Midnight Addiction. So yeah, this one, it definitely reminds me of Black Opium, and I don't think it's a repackage of Into the Night. Let's do another one that's pretty obvious. This one is Seeing Rouge, and this one is clearly a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540. This has blackcurrant buds, sweet saffron, and amber moss, and I definitely think they nailed the sweetness of Baccarat. I do get that cloud of sweet sugar with this one. This is definitely a scent that's duped a little bit too much in my opinion. I feel like everyone has a dupe for Baccarat, and even Bath & Body Works kind of had one that was similar already last year, the Pink Paradise. Technically this was duping the Sol de Janeiro 58, I think it is, the pink bottle, but that is well known to be a Baccarat kind of clone. I do think that the Pink Paradise definitely smells more like the Sol de Janeiro version, and this new Seeing Rouge definitely smells more like Baccarat, where you get more of that sugary scent, less florals than you do with Pink Paradise, and less like dragon fruit. So I do think this one is pretty similar. but definitely not as beast mode or strong as Baccarat. This one seems to be on the lighter side for me, but I will definitely be picking up a body cream in this one for sure. Okay, next scent is Madame Mystique, and I've been kind of trying to figure out this one because honestly, this just smells like YSL Mon Paris to me, and I feel like I said that with the original launches, but then I changed my mind. I think it was the Floral Fantasy that I thought Paris, but then it ended up being Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb. But now I'm like, no, this really has to be Mon Paris. This smells just like it. And I did look up the notes and they seem very comparable. I know people were comparing this one to possibly Viktor & Rolf, the Good Fortune, but I do not think the notes match up on those whatsoever. It would make sense though with the purple in the name kind of, but I just don't think it smells like Good Fortune. And personally, I don't think Good Fortune is that popular. I find it to be on clearance everywhere. I don't think it was that much of a loved scent. And some people have been saying something like Miss Dior or Chanel for this one. But I don't know. All I'm getting is Mon Paris, and I feel like that's probably what it is. This one has bright red berries, rose petals, and sultry woods. Let me know once you guys smell this one what you guys think, but that's just kind of my guess with this one. I know there is a lot of scents that kind of have a similar profile to that, so it definitely could be something else because I don't know if the name necessarily makes sense for Mon Paris, but that's what I'm going with for this one. This one is very floral for me. I do get the berries in this one, and it does have a little bit of a woodiness in the background. I feel like there's a little bit of patchouli in there, even though it's not in the notes, but I know it's in the notes of Mon Paris. I think we only have one more left to do, and that is Aqua Hour. And I'm not super familiar with a lot of aquatic scents, but this one to me, I feel like is the closest to Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gioia, which I feel is kind of a basic answer, but it does remind me of that. Acqua di Gioia used to be one of my faves in college. I would wear that one all the time. It has watery bergamot, fresh peony, and salty cedarwood, and the notes seem to match up with Acqua di Gioia as well. A lot of people are saying Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. I do not get a hint of neroli in here, so I don't know if it's necessarily that, but it definitely reminds me of Acqua di Gioia when I smell this. Just a really bright, fresh bergamot, and then you get the aquatic notes as well. Definitely smells very beach vibes. Not sunscreen though, but just like really fresh and citrusy. So that's my guess for this one. I definitely think it's Acqua di Gioia. So those are all 7 of the new everyday luxuries coming soon to a store near you, maybe online even sooner, I don't know, but I really wanted to get these for you guys so I could tell you guys what they're duping. I feel like I'm pretty good at sensing dupes. I don't know, it's like one of my specialties, I feel like. Now you guys can know kind of what to expect from these and what maybe you want to get your hands on when these release. Hopefully there will be a good sale when these release. I remember last year these came out on a really good like $5 fragrance mist sale, and I think that was just very random. I don't think that's probably going to happen this time, but yeah, I'm feeling like these should release when my annual sale ends. When I bought them, they were only buy 3 get 1 free, so I definitely paid quite a bit for this full collection, but I definitely recommend waiting for a good sale on these because the $18.95 definitely adds up. Let's hope there's at least a buy 3 get 3 when these come out. I feel like they'll do a little something, but it'll probably be a bit before we see a good like $5.95 sale or $4.95 sale. I don't expect that to be happening anytime super soon with all the new launches coming up, but yeah, we have some exciting things coming to Bath & Body Works, including this collection that I was probably the most hyped for. Also, their Valentine's collection is coming out soon, and all their new spring. I wanted to mention they're also doing a men's line with the everyday luxuries, so there is a few scents coming out for men too, I think around the same time. And then I know you guys are going to ask about these, but they are releasing a few more a little bit later this spring. So technically right now is their spring collection. This is like spring 1, but then spring 3, which would probably be a couple months from now, they have a few more coming in this collection, including one called All Eyes on Her. This one has red berries, radiant amber, and creamy vanilla, which people are speculating as a possible Burberry Her dupe. We also have a strawberry flirt, which is juicy floral, creamy, and feminine, which I'm gonna guess is Phlur's strawberry letter. We also have Imperfect Beauty, which is watery floral. Maybe that one's Marc Jacobs Perfect? I don't know. That's just a guess. And then we also have Pistachio Glaze. It says indulgent, creamy, and nutty. which we're assuming pistachio gelato, but I guess they also could repackage their Sol de Janeiro 62 dupe. So I don't know which pistachio they'll be trying to dupe, but it is green. So I'm gonna guess they're gonna go for the Kayali with that one. For the men's collection, they have one called Hues of Blue, which definitely sounds like Chanel blue. My Signature, which is supposed to be citrus and floral. Maybe that's YSL Myself, I don't know. And then Rouge Rebel and Beyond Savvy will be coming later. So those are just a sneak peek at some of the new everyday luxuries. It seems like Bath & Body Works is definitely gonna run for this line because it is doing really well. And you know, people do love a good dupe, especially me for layering. So I'm so happy they have some body care in this collection. But let me know which one you guys are excited to try. If you guys have smelled these, what do you guys think the dupes are? And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.